Today's Saturday, it's the 10th of June 2023, and we're at the Bugadelles car boot sale near to Santa Ponsa. It's not quite what it used to be, but still quite a few stalls here, and we're going to have a little bit of a look around. Anita will go her way, and I'm sure I'll go my way, and we'll see if we catch up at the bottom somewhere. So the car boot sale here used to fill 3 of these big areas like this, and now they're struggling to fill 2 of them. The one at the top, I'm told, is waiting for development. It's going to be turned into something else, but the bottom 2 here are just usually used as car parks, and then on a Saturday morning they're cleared and we have the car boot sale. All sorts of things for sale here, and well, sometimes you can find a bargain, and sometimes you might not. Sometimes you get music that I might have to edit out at some point. Nice paella pan there, it's been nicely cleaned and polished. So yeah, 10th of June 2023, it's hot. I believe that in the UK they're about to have a heat wave, which is extending all the way to Holland, because that's where our son and his family have gone for a weekend, and they've got lovely blue skies there, and they're going to enjoy a wedding in Holland, and we can just enjoy the heat. It's a bit cloudy. In fact, it's very cloudy in the distance, but the sun is breaking through and it does feel very, very warm. Fishing line. Curlers. So historically, there would be stalls all the way down both sides and in the middle as well. So you can see on the floor we've got these markers. These are the markers where the stalls usually go, and really not quite what it used to be. So obviously COVID has taken its toll. There was no markets at all for COVID, and then when they did come back, they had the problem that the top end was not going to be used anymore, and I think people who perhaps used to bring things to these car boot sales have found alternative places to sell their wares. So you find that there's lots of places on the internet where you can advertise your things, and there is more competition with flea markets and car boot sales. So Sunday morning, there's the big one in Conseil. We haven't been there for a while, so I'm not sure how that's been affected. And then there's another one which I've never actually discovered, managed to find, but I've been told about, near to the Sonyatsa hospital. That was set up a year or 2 ago, post-COVID. And then the one in Palma has actually started again, which I think is on a Saturday morning, so we could have gone there today. Today is Saturday. And that's actually near to the fairground where the big fair is, the April Fair is. It's actually where the big concerts are going to be held, starting now actually. I think there's one tonight, and then throughout the summer. But there's a big car park there which is cleared and used for a car boot sale or flea market. And again, I've not been to that one since it restarted, but that was a true traditional Spanish flea market, so you'll find in big cities. You do find lots of unusual things for sale, and some of it absolute rubbish. I guess you'll find that at all of them. If you've been watching any of our videos, we do one in Gosport at the Bridge Mary's, I think it says, the Bridge Mary School, and that is very well organised, and you do occasionally pick up some bargains. When I go to these, I very rarely buy anything. It has to be something pretty special for me to buy, and I did actually buy something at the last Gosport carboot sale. I actually bought a molecular model kit, which I'd been hoping to buy for the grandchildren. I wanted to get them into chemistry, science, and molecular models are a great way of doing that. And it was a good price, and as soon as I got it home, William was playing with it and making some models of molecules I'd never seen or heard of. So we had to look up to see what the name of them was, and he found that fascinating. But then we could make up simple molecules like water and carbon dioxide. You could see what the molecules would actually look like. So you're down now on the lower part. We seem to have a fence right down the middle, which is new to me. I've not seen that fence before. Stones, polished and non-polished. Now got a fence all the way down the centre there, so I'm not sure what that means, except it's not easy to get across the other side, so I'll walk down anyway. There's a piano for Anita. Not only are there not many stalls, there's actually not many people here buying. Don't know if we're a little bit too late in the day. It's actually 11:30, and people do come to these very early. Our friend Adolfo, who's a regular at, has been a regular at these, would always be coming to look for records, and he would be here very early in the morning in order to get the bargains. There's some records there. I'm not even going to look at them. We don't have a record player anymore.
No te los deja ella, ¿eh?
Always interesting to see what's in some of the boxes that are sitting on the floor. I once came here and found a whole load of scientific instruments and tools, different sort of things like that. And I ended up buying it. I think I spent about €50, but they were all things that could be used by the school diving mask which has got a camera built in. That's got to be a cool idea. Half a tin of paint? Or maybe.
Bueno, gracias.
Aquí tengo más bisutería. Todo esto. Faltan brazos y dedos. Sí, ¿no? Hay mucho.
Saw someone say on Facebook, I think it was actually, I was looking and say, if you've got one of those, you're going to be rich. Well, I don't know, that one looks in pretty poor condition to me. And I do find old sewing machines quite interesting. Quite interesting from an engineering point of view, having been in the embroidery industry, so the sewing machine is obviously a natural thing for me to be interested in. I think those old Singer machines which my mother had, my grandmother had, and we used to keep them on the top of the stairs on the landing, and my mother would go clicking away and my grandmother would as well. Beautifully made and well, quite nicely decorated. The ones my mother and grandmother had were all they were all treble machines. Not sure whether that's a genuine one or not. Yeah, it's a genuine Swiss Army knife, Victorinox. Well, they put this fence up out along the middle, and I'm just thinking that some cars are going to drive along here and not actually be able to see it. It's a little bit invisible. So, could be dangerous.
Pero yo tengo porque he visto que la misma modelo tiene esto para
Telescope.
¿Qué hace?
Practicando para enseñarte luego.
I suppose I should be on the lookout for a parasol. I can't see a parasol out there. We'll catch up with each other later. A lot of loose stones here as well, so the footing is somewhat uneven. Curious bags of shells. Really quite pretty. I'm still on the search for shorts, by the way, and Palma wasn't very successful. We needed to go to the other El Corte Inglés, and that meant walking across the city, and we'd been for lunch, so I didn't fancy that. It was home for a siesta. So I need to make another trip. That's what I call a set of bolt croppers. Spotted Anita, she's way up there on the other side. More music. Anita will always be looking for things for the children and grandchildren.
Ahora no hay nada de eso.
Curious when I see a little bit of old lab equipment. Actually just a battery charger. What did I tell you? Anita's looking at clothes for the grandchildren. Will she spot anything? Got a sun umbrella up, a parasol. I'm going in this direction. You can't come. Fence in between us, dear. More records. Well, other than the penknife, I've not seen anything that really takes my fancy today. I've got loads of penknives, so I don't suppose I really need another one. There are always different things, always seeing different things as we walk around. Interesting. I watch the programme Money for Nothing sometimes and think if they came here they'd find some interesting objects to make money from.
El rosito, te lo deja 3 euros. Ese no es
There's an old English pound. It's a little bit grubby though. Oh, and here's an original. Must be an original. What do you think? An original jigsaw of the Mona Lisa. It looked good from a distance. Oops. And various cafe like setups here. It's changed a little bit. There's one on this side and there's one on the other side as well. The temperature's rising, it's getting warm, and there is no shade, so be careful. Right, just the last bit now. Go up on this side, see what we can find. You do also find that these carboot sales are a little bit more popular in the cooler months. As it's getting hotter, and people don't tend to come out, either the buyers or the sellers. And I suppose over the past 2 or 3 weeks the weather's been a little bit uncertain as well, and some will look and see what the weather's going to be like before they'll leave home. The weather forecast actually for today said no rain, but just plenty of cloud, which is what we've seen. You can see this isn't even midday and people are already packing their cars up. They've had enough. Hopefully they've made some money in the earlier part of the day, so we were a little bit late coming. Tools and that sort of thing. That's more my sort of store. Oh, and a lot more pen knives down here, look. Lots of stainless steel. I'm also on the lookout for stainless steel.
Reda. Ok, muchas gracias. Allá hay más, ¿eh?
A rattle, something for me to take to the football match there. Haven't seen one of those for a long time. I think when I used to go to football matches back in the 60s, it was every schoolboy had a rattle. I certainly had one at home. It made a real noise. And just a wooden thing, you just spun it around, painted it in the colour of your team, and you took it to the match. I don't suppose you'd be let in with one these days.
Wat kan me door gaan niet dat is. Wat is het zijn dat een pistool ja? Deze is zijn.
I'm waiting for the bus here. There's a compass there. Clearly it's coming up to midday, and it's a good indication really that if you don't come early you're going to miss the bargains. So people are already packing up. But, I always find them interesting, lots of different things on offer. Girls' room, boys not allowed. I'll just have to wait for Anita for a while. I'm not sure where she is. I've got no sign of a parasol down there at all. Well, I'm always fascinated when I come here because across the road from the carboot sale there's a scrapyard, and invariably there's a police car in there. And yep, we've got a police car here. It's been towed in. Not that old a vehicle, but there's not only one police car, because you look over there, there's another police car. So these are cars that are going to be broken up, and when they take a car here, they break it up and break all the different parts off it, and you can come and buy the part. So you just say which car it is. So this one, for example, is a Picasso, and it looks to me as though, even though it's smashed up, lots of things at the back of it are going to be quite good. Might have good wheels on, might have good parts in the engine or whatever. Seats, doors, they'll all be there, and you can then buy them here. So you just tell them which is your car, what year it is, and they'll go and have a look on the shelf inside to see what's available. Some parts that really, I suppose, they can't sell, and they just left as junk on the side and they get scrapped. Well, I've bought nothing, but Anita's got a bag full of...
Not many, a few little bargains here.
Whatever they are. We'll find out when we get home. Anyway, thanks very much for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in our next video. Bye for now.
Bye.
Bye.